What is up, guys? And in today's video, I will be doing my top 5 favorite horror movies of 2021. I think, and I will say, this has been a really good year for horror. There's been a lot of great horror movies coming out this year. There's probably some I haven't even seen. And I think next year is going to be another big year for horror. Can't wait to see what next year brings. We got Scream coming out just in a few weeks. So let's go ahead and talk about the movies that we got in this year. Let me know your top 5 in the comments below. Let's go right into this video. Now, this is my list. There's no right list, This is just my opinion of my list. Coming in number 5 is Wrong Turn, the recent Wrong Turn movie that came out, I believe, in January or February. It's crazy that movie's already going to be a year old very soon. But yeah, number 5 is the recent Wrong Turn remake. I said my piece. I think enough on this movie. I think it does what all good remakes should do, and that's tell a new story. If you want to check out my review for it, I would highly recommend checking out my review for the Wrong Turn remake, because I really enjoyed it. I thought it was something fresh and new. That's coming from a person that really only likes the first Wrong Turn and still then has major problems with the first Wrong Turn movie. The second one, I think it's all right, but they could do without it. After part 2, they're all misses for me. Part 4, I think that's the one where they had the snow city. That one, was also all right, mainly because of the setting. And I thought the whole prequel thing was kind of interesting. But yeah, number 5 is the recent Wrong Turn movie that I believe came out earlier in the year, around like January, February-ish. Number 4 is Fear Street Part 1. Now, if you don't know, Fear Street was, split it up in, I think, like 3 parts. And my favorite one was the first one. Now, I think a lot of people may disagree with this, and, they may not even have it on their top 10. But for me, I'm going to put it at number 4. I just feel like it was, just a very good nostalgic slasher, a very, cool modern day slasher. I think if you're a fan of Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer, those 90s slashers, you're really going to love, the very first Fear Street. You're really going to love it. That's how I feel. Number 3 is Spiral. Spiral, I will say this, Spiral is my favorite Saw movie, besides the second one. So number 3 is Spiral. I enjoyed Spiral. I thought it was very interesting. And they actually moved the franchise forward, in my opinion, at least. And it was something fresh, and it was something different. It was something new. They really haven't, again, some people may, disagree with that and say it's the same thing. But for me, it was, for me, it wasn't. Like, they went the extra mile, changing, different things to make this copycat stand out from the other ones we have seen. And, they didn't, have any flashbacks with John Kramer. They really made their own movie, and I really appreciate that. Number 2. Now, I'll be honest. My number 1 and number 2 was super hard, but my number 2 is Candyman. Candyman, again, to me, it's just a perfect remake. It's a perfect, soft reboot, direct sequel. I love this approach of a direct sequel. Again, I've said my piece on how I feel about, direct sequels, that they shouldn't overdo it, but they kind of are at this point. But Candyman was a perfect direct sequel, because even though it was a direct sequel, it still felt like, okay, it's still, a remake. It's still our own story. I really appreciate that, and I really like that. And again, like, I'm not going to spoil it, if people, still haven't seen it. But the ending really, made your jaw drop, and it really tied everything around nicely. Again, the whole connection really, didn't come, until like the paintings and their conversations. That's how I feel. Number 1 is Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills, I love Halloween Kills. It's my favorite horror movie of the year. Again, not a perfect Halloween movie. I said it was my number 1 on my list. Right now, it's probably at number 3, number 4. But for me, it's always going to be very high up on my list, at least for me. It's my favorite Halloween movie. Even though, it may not be number 1 or number 2 at the moment, it's still one of my favorite Halloween movies. Yes, it has its flaws. I'm not a fan of Tommy, in the movie. I'm not a fan of, like, the little side plots, I guess you would say, like, with the whole random guy running around the hospital. But besides that, Halloween Kills is a pretty good Halloween Kills Halloween movie. So yeah, if you enjoyed my video, make sure you do smash the like button. Please subscribe and go down there, hit the notification bell, never miss a single upload or live. Let me know your top 5 favorite horror movies in the comments below. Catch you guys in the next video.